I hate to start so dramatic, but freedom of speech is pretty much dead. It's not dead, but it's controlled. This whole First Amendment thing, being able to say what you want. At the end of the day, you can say what you want. And this is not even just a government media thing. It's too personal. Like, say what you want until you offend me. That's what freedom of speech is at this time and point. Like, for example, like if somebody white says the N-word, I'm not saying you can't say the N-word. I'm saying I will beat the nigga out of you if you think it's okay to say it. That's freedom of speech. You understand that you had the freedom to say it, but you will get your ass beat. And what's an ass whooping? You gotta go you got a headache. What? You gotta put some ice on your eye. That's it. Now, some people are losing their livelihoods over the freedom of speech. Now, some people deserve it, and some people just don't need to be in a position like that. But it's like, for example, if a CEO of a company has a bunch of black employees and some tape comes out of him being racist, yeah, maybe you shouldn't be the CEO of a company that's 99% black people. Like, you know, that same thing that happened to the owner of the Clippers back in the day. He was on the phone and say, yeah, don't bring Magic Johnson and these black basketball players. You work around too many niggas to not want niggas around. You feel me? But anyway, what's happening, people? I'm James Andre Jefferson Jr. Welcome out to my podcast, the place where I say whatever the hell I want to say. There's no place you get all this information because I get shadow banned, I get kicked off everywhere. Like, Facebook still ain't let me post videos. And it's just crazy to think, but Facebook really controls freedom of speech. It's such a touchy subject. Like right now, we got the whole thing with Joe Rogan. And you don't know Joe Rogan, comedian, big podcaster. Joe Rogan's podcast pulls more weekly and daily viewers than your favorite television show. Like, I don't even understand why. Like, I don't understand how cable's still making it. Like, there's a bunch of old people, probably like 65 and up right now, still watching Dancing with the Stars and everything. But once they gone, it's all like, it's done. Traditional cable is done. Spotify made $100 million deal with Joe Rogan to exclusively put his podcast onto Spotify. And there's an issue now. So it's a complicated issue. So Joe Rogan, if you don't know what he does, he brings people, every episode he brings people on. He might bring a comedian, an actor, a specialist. He might bring somebody that used to work for NASA. What's the dude, Snowden? John Snowden? The dude that leaked all the information about the CIA, FBI. Ain't nobody been able to talk to him, but Joe Rogan talked to him. So just to explain his podcast, what he got going on. So since he had this exclusive deal with Spotify, there's been all types of issues where Spotify employees and Spotify users are saying, you shouldn't have Joe Rogan on here. I'll leave Spotify. There was I don't know if he was a country singer, Neil Diamond, Neil Young. He came out and said, I'm gonna take all my music off. I promise you Spotify don't give a damn. Because I don't even know who you is. Like you're doing something wrong. Like now, if somebody like, Jay-Z came out and said, I'm leaving Spotify, Beyonce, then Spotify gonna start to sweat a little bit. But Neil Young, they don't give a damn about you. So anyway, the problem right now is people are claiming Joe Rogan is spreading misinformation. Okay, he's spreading misinformation on COVID-19. The problem I have with that right there, misinformation on COVID-19, is nobody knows what the fuck is going on. You've been here. You've seen the whole entire process. How many times I'm talking about politicians on both sides. I'm talking about Republicans and Democrats. They have withdrawn things that like there's things like, for example, the vaccine for one. There was a point in the beginning, people believed the vaccine was going to protect them. You know why? Protect them from even getting it. Like they thought the vaccination was good. That some people thought that. I know now everybody's super educated. Oh, no, we never said that. We said it's going to keep us safe. But there were people that really thought the vaccine, because I personally watched news press conferences. At this time, it had to be, was it Biden or Trump's people? It had to be Biden's people. Tell us like, oh yeah, this is going to protect us. You won't get it. About to be a week, two later. cases, people that got the vaccination start getting it. So now it just switches. There was a point in time, the whole mask thing. There's multiple occasions where the people that's running everything, the people that's in charge, they have fucked up. And rightfully so, because they are dealing with something that's important. So if the government, the CDC, Dr. Fauci, Biden, Trump could fuck up, why can't a podcaster fuck up? That's my thing. So the thing was, there's 2 episodes specifically that everybody's talking about right now, where this is why I'm confused. Joe Rogan had 2 podcasters on. He not 2 podcasters. He had 2 specialists. One was like a cardiologist, whatever. Somebody didn't know what the fuck they was doing. Okay. Now you take 2 math teachers, and they both had different ways to get to a answer to a problem. You got to respect them. Okay. Now these specialists are pretty much saying the opposite of everything that the CDC, Dr. Fauci, and them's telling us. So the people that support them are so upset saying this is misinformation. I'm going to tell you right now, and this is not me defending Joe Rogan. This is not me saying, oh, this is me saying nobody knows what the fuck is going on. I've been saying that. Not Joe Rogan, not Joe Biden, not Joe Byron. Nobody knows what the fuck is going on in these Rona streets. The COVID is doing what the hell. Only person that know is COVID. We don't, at the end of the day, we don't know the long-term effect of these damn vaccines is given to us. We have, all I do know is Pfizer making a bunch of money. Every other week, Pfizer talking about, oh yeah, we trying to get the 2-year-olds. Now let's get the 5-month-year-olds. That's the only fact I know at this point. I am listening to everybody. I have listened to the vaccination people. I have listened to the anti-vax people, and they seem a little kooky at times. I'm not gonna lie to you. But regardless of what I'm saying is, you don't know. You're going so hard. There was this deputy out in Washington. He's super anti-vax. He was on duty for a very long time. So it was mandated that he had to get it. He decided not to do it, so he retired instead. So on his call off, if you don't know what call off is, that's when cops, it's their last day, they get to go on the walkie-talkie and give a little speech to just the homies to hear. He pretty much says, yeah, blah, 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 I'm quitting, I'm leaving because of this bullshit with the mask mandate, and the governor can kiss my ass. Walked off. 3 months later, this dude died from COVID-19. So he didn't know. Now, would the vaccine have helped him? It might have. It might have damn well helped him. So, is what Joe Rogan doing dangerous? Because people are listening to it and they're hearing him talk about the vaccine. They're hearing him talking. It's not even him talking about it. He's bringing specialists, people that actually study this, and they're giving their opinion of their findings. A lot of these scientists are just based off the scientists. Now, like I said, with the math teachers, you take a problem, 2 teachers might find 2 different solutions, but get the same answer. So this guy, these specialists, I don't know who they are personally. I don't know if they're politically motivated, but if they're just what they found, aren't they worth the listen? Why is Dr. Fauci the only scientist that we gotta listen to? There might be another way. There was a point in time, this might be misinformation, but hey, I'm gonna say it. There was a point in time in Florida. In Florida, they had the lowest rate of COVID. Florida, you know, all the wild stories. Anytime you hear a story, oh, a panda bear kidnapped 3 little white kids and raised them for the last 12 years. First thing you think of is Florida. You feel me? So, Florida, at one point in time, super anti-vax, the governor out there and everything. There's this medicine. I forget the name of it. It's a medicine that some people said they had proved that works better than the vaccine. And they started giving this medicine for free. And when they start giving this medicine away for free, the rate slowed down a lot out there. So there has to be some truth to that. But the problem is people are so gung-ho on what they think. I gave Fauci, Biden, all them a chance. And it's just like we're over it at this point. It's just more. It's just like really going back and forth. Like, what do you mean they're wrong? How do you know you're right? Long term, like you don't know. Nobody knows. So the word misinformation, anything anybody says about this damn not a vaccine, this damn virus could be misinformation. We just don't know it right now because there's been plenty of times the CDC came out and said something, and 2 weeks later they say something completely opposite. So was that misinformation? Should we shut you up, CDC? Should we shut the FDA, Joe Biden, Dr. Fauci, Trump? Should we mess you up? Now, so Spotify is doing something new, which I kind of like. Spotify, if you're watching this from Spotify, you're listening to this from Spotify, there might be a disclaimer saying there's COVID-19 information in here. Now, that I'm cool with that. You labeling it's COVID-19 information, that's cool. The word misinformation is where I get messed up. There was actually a tweet. I tweeted this when I first was reading up on the Joe Rogan thing. I'm gonna pull the tweet up right now. I pissed somebody off with this. One of my followers from the circle. Like what my subscribers and followers that been following me before I was on Netflix, the Circle season 3, they know I said what the fuck I want to say. These new followers, they be kind of like, what do you were so nice. Nah, nigga, this who I am. All right, here's the tweet. I tweeted, what is COVID-19 misinformation? Nobody knows what the fuck is going on. LOL. Dr. Fauci been wrong, just like Joe Rogan has been. We are all obviously still figuring this shit out. Spotify ain't did nothing wrong. I'm kind of confused why I put the Spotify ain't did nothing wrong. They didn't do nothing wrong, but it just didn't need to be there. So one of my ex-followers replies, oh, did she block me? I can't even tell you what she said. She pretty much, oh yeah, she blocked me. Okay, so she deleted everything. It's done. So I don't even know where it's at. I should have screenshot it. But she pretty much went off on me and saying I recently had somebody that died that listened to people like Joe Rogan. And I replied to her saying, well, people have died listening to Fauci too. So I'm not saying one side is stupid and one side is wrong. I'm saying we still figuring this shit out. So why don't you, instead of being so like people are putting so much energy. They're so gung-ho and listening to somebody else on what they got. They're like, no, you shut the hell up. If you just take that energy and you listen for a second, 10% of what they said might be truthful. It's like a crackhead. Like you see a crackhead. If you talk to a crackhead for a second, you talk to 5 minutes, I promise you 30 seconds of that, they gonna spit some real shit on you. You just got to get through the 4 minutes and 30 seconds. As soon as you get through that, you gonna hear some real shit. You're like, damn, that crackhead dropped some dimes on me. So what I'm saying is that anti-vaxxer, yeah, a lot of this shit they saying might be a bunch of BS, but they might say something, but you got this energy, this wall up. It's kind of like you got your wall up during dating. You might have met the love of your life, but the wall is up, so you didn't even let the nigga come in. So that's what I'm saying. The information is out there. You just got to combine both sides and come up with a plan. But we are so politically motivated and driven in this country out of fucking nowhere that we're not going to let that happen. Because I promise you, the people on Trump's side, the people on Biden's side would never agree with what Trump got to say just because it's Trump and his people. Just like the people on Trump's side will never agree with Biden. I hope it's somebody different because Biden, old ass got to go. But as of right now, it's Biden. They would never listen to Biden just because the information's coming from Biden. You know how ignorant and stupid you sound? Joe Rogan has a platform where he brings both sides on. He brings doctors from CNN. He brings doctors from MAGA. He brings doctors from Black. Like he's had comedians. He's had black-white comedians. He had scientists that agree with nothing but what Fauci's saying. There's information from both sides on his place. So my question is, what the fuck is misinformation if we don't really know what the information is right now? Everyone's jumping to be right. Pfizer jumping out the fucking woodworks every week trying to say, hey, we pushing for approval. Just today, they approved, are they asking the CDC or whoever approves that bullshit to get 5-6 months-year-old vaccinated? Which, look, I'm not mad at. I'm just saying everyone has some type of personal gain. Pfizer's is monetary. Like, They got a Omicron fucking vaccination in the works that should be out really soon. So we went from a 9-month vaccination to a 2-month vaccination. Like y'all niggas is knows, whew. Like it's just too much going on. So it's just like, and my team Joe Rogan is like, because I talked about freedom of speech in the beginning of the podcast. All right, so this one's all right. I'm gonna say it's tough. It's me. I have personally almost been kicked off Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook because I talk shit. I talk the way I talk. Community guidelines, bullying, harassment, all that. I am not spreading information out. I am just giving my opinion on things. That is my freedom of speech. Now, these are private companies. They don't have to let me do it on those platforms. That's why I don't spend a bunch of time on Instagram complaining about being shadow banned or telling all my followers, oh, Facebook's doing this to me. Or Twitter, I just don't do that. Because for one, you guys come to watch me to relieve your stress. Hold on, I sound like a prostitute. Let me take a sip of water. To alleviate, I will say, what's going on. You come to listen to me to laugh for a second. So now, like, I can't say what I say about, everyone should have the freedom what they say, and then not talk about Trump. So Trump got kicked off social media. The reason why Trump got kicked off social media, if Trump said what he was saying, and he was not a political figure, I don't think he should have been kicked off. Like, if you're raising kids, you have to let them know what is bullshit and what's not bullshit. And the way I know this is, if you've been to college before, I was a freshman in college, bunch of kids, I stayed at the dorms, all first time ever living by themselves. You see how the kids react. You see how these 19, 18-year-olds react to it. I remember there was one girl. I watched her the first semester go butt-ass wild. I kid you not. We came home, this is a true story. Wildest shit I ever seen. I come home with my roommates, so there's like 3 of us, so 4 total. A girl's crying. We know this girl. The girl I'm talking about is being super wild. She's crying at the doorstep. She's talking about how she had to take a plan B and because she let some dude that she barely met have sex with. She's crying. Tell me why she goes in there and fucks one of my, not one of my roommates, but one of my roommate's boys that was in town. And she just kept doing this type of stuff. And she ended up getting, I forget what that's called when you flunk out of college. They say, yeah, bitch, you ain't doing nothing, get up out of here. She didn't know how to handle it because her teachers, not her teachers, but her parents didn't prepare her for life. So you had to prepare your own. That's why I tell people, look out for your own. Regardless of what's going on this planet, regardless of racism, sexism, regardless of the hate, misogynistic, the homophobic, the transphobic people out there, you have to take care of your kids to understand that these are people out there and you should not be foolish enough to listen to them. I'm saying there are people that watch people like Alex Jones, young people, and they like, oh yeah, I fuck with him. And then there's other people that same age looking at him like, oh, he sound like a dumbass. So what's the difference in the kid that was inspired by a crazy ass Alex Jones and then the kid that just looked at it and said, oh, he's obviously fucking crazy? Their upbringing. Don't blame nobody else. You have to take care of your people. So look here. Like Alex Jones is another example. Alex Jones, he messed up. Alex Jones started to mess up when he said the elementary shooting, what's the name of the one that was in, I forget the name of it, but he pretty much said it was all fake and everybody should. That's when he started to mess up. He's doing too much. Now, prime example, what I was saying earlier of a crazy person. Alex Jones was on somebody, might be Andrew Schultz. I know I said his last name wrong, but he was on somebody's podcast, and I was listening to it for comedy, and Alex Jones said some real shit. I said, damn, that's facts. Again, you listen to somebody long enough, you might get some real information. Keep the wall up, you ain't gonna get none. That's why you single with a bunch of cats. But other than that, people, it's Black History Month. I'm recording this on the first day of Black History Month. That's why I got this Malcolm X sweater on. right here. Anyway, just wanted to name off a few things that black people invented. Air conditioner unit. You know, niggas we be cold as hell, so that's why we invented the air conditioner. You got the cellular car phone. That means when you was back in the day and you had to leave the house and talk to your side chick, you better thank a nigga for that. Electric lamp bulb, because y'all was using gas light bulbs. Y'all was blowing up houses. Niggas said, hold on, be smarter if we do this. A mop. Damn, all these black janitors, they didn't know we gotta thank a black man for that. Peanut butter. Well, this was a tactic. We knew a bunch of white folks like peanuts and they had peanut allergies. So we just wanted to say, hey, look what we eat and you can't eat it. If you do, you probably die. Another thing is a straightening comb. What that was for us, because white people don't need no straightening comb. A stethoscope. I don't even know what that is, but we invented it. Traffic light, because y'all driving like a bunch of crack meth heads. TV remote control, so you can sit your fat ass down and watch TV. That's just to name a couple things, because they teach you the same three people. Malcolm X, Steve Harvey. Oh Lord, I done confused Martin Luther King with Steve Harvey. How did I was thinking Martin Luther King. I said Steve Harvey, Malcolm X, Steve Harvey, and Martin Luther King is the three people that we learned about in Black History Month. But yeah, make sure you follow me on all my social medias. I need some more feedback. All the people that stay long for my podcast, I need you to DM me. I need you to give me some information. Best place to hit me on Instagram. Send my DM. Say, hey, I'm loving the video podcast. Or you hating it? The podcast sound different. Go back to just audio. I need the feedback. Okay. I notice I ain't taking no breaks like I used to. I need that, all right? So make sure to follow me, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, all James Jefferson J. That is JamesJeffersonJ. And remember one thing, the freedom of speech is dead. But you get your ass beat if you say nigga with your dumb ass.